Location: an old library in a futuristic city. Massive glass windows reveal a breathtaking view of the nighttime metropolis. Bookshelves are lined with ancient manuscripts and digital archives. Holographic screens flicker in the air, casting a soft glow around the room. Funny, exactly. How humanity collects knowledge for centuries only to lose it in an instant. What do you mean? History is cyclical. People invent, record, forget, and then rediscover. But knowledge doesn't just disappear, doesn't it? How many brilliant ideas were lost simply because no one was there to pass them on? So the issue isn't the knowledge itself, but who preserves it. Exactly. Knowledge keepers always decide what remains and what gets erased. You have an example, don't you? Of course, the Library of Alexandria. One of the greatest collections of knowledge in history, and we barely know 10% of what was in it. You think that could have changed history? Without a doubt. Imagine if we hadn't lost the works of ancient engineers, astronomers, and philosophers. Maybe we wouldn't be exploring space now, we'd already be living there. But progress is inevitable, only if there's something to build on. So you're saying each generation's duty is to preserve knowledge for the next? Exactly. Because knowledge's true value isn't in its existence, it's in being passed on. Grandy projects a hologram of lost ancient manuscripts. Andre slowly walks past the shelves, running his hand along the book spines. The only sound is the faint hum of the city beyond the glass. Location: a deserted road in the middle of an endless desert. The horizon shimmers in the scorching heat. Andre and Grandy stand beside their car, looking around. There is no one in sight, no landmarks, just the sun and the wind. Funny, isn't it? What exactly? How easy it is to lose direction when there are no landmarks. Are you lost? No, but if you took away the map and compass, how long would I keep moving in the right direction? That depends. Do you know where you're going? Exactly. Sometimes you think you're moving forward, but you're just walking in circles. Do you think people live like that often? Almost always. They move, but they don't progress. So the map is more important than the journey? No, but without a map, you could walk for years and never leave the desert. Well said, but some people travel without a map and still get where they need to be. Yes, because they have something else. What? An inner compass, a sense of direction. You mean a sixth sense? More like knowing yourself. If you truly know what you want, you don't need a map. You will find your way intuitively. So it's possible to be free from routes, only if you're certain where you're going. Andre smiles, looking ahead. Grandy activates a holographic compass, but then deactivates it. It seems this time Andre will navigate on his own. Location: a futuristic museum. The halls are minimalist in design, smooth white walls, soft lighting, and hovering holograms of ancient artifacts displayed in the center. Andre and Grandy walk through the exhibit, stopping at one of the holograms. Interesting, isn't it? Do we really understand what we're looking at? What do you mean? These artifacts, we see them, but do we grasp their essence? Do you think people in the past understood them better? Maybe they just had a different perspective. What kind of perspective? A deeper one, not so superficial. What keeps us from looking deeper? Maybe it's the pace. We want to understand everything quickly, but some things take time. So we need to slow down and think. Well said. What do you think, Andre? Which artifact here is the most important? The most important? Maybe the one we haven't found yet. Grandy projects a hologram of an unknown artifact. Andre stops, studies the projection, his face illuminated by a soft glow. The quiet hum of the exhibit fills the air. Location: an abandoned factory. Massive metal beams tower overhead and peeling paint covers the walls. Andre and Grandy step cautiously through the dimly lit space with only faint streaks of light filtering through the broken windows. It's so quiet here. Silence isn't always bad. Maybe, but in places like this, it feels unsettling. Does it remind you of something? Yeah. When I was a kid, my dad used to take me to an old boat station. It was abandoned, and in that silence, I always felt strange. What did you do? I just stood there and watched. It felt like the silence was hiding something, like the place remembered more than it showed. What about now? Do you still feel the same way? A bit, like this place isn't just empty, it's holding on to its history. Grandy activates a hologram, showing what the factory looked like decades ago. In the faint glow, ghostly images of workers, machinery, and life flicker in the air. Sometimes silence says more than sound. What's it saying here? Something about time, that everything once had meaning and now it's waiting to be discovered again. Andre walks ahead, his footsteps echoing in the vast emptiness. Grandy turns off the hologram and follows behind. Location: a futuristic research center. The building is surrounded by massive columns that rise above rolling green hills. The spacious hall is lined with glass walls, light gray panels, and holographic screens projecting intricate diagrams. Honestly, I didn't expect it to be this peaceful here. It's remarkable how a place can be full of complex work, yet still feel so orderly. It's as if everything is perfectly tuned, each element in its place. It reminds me of a bodygraph where all the centers are defined. Energy flows smoothly, without conflict. You mean this center functions like a perfect energy flow? Exactly. Look, this research center is like a bodygraph without gaps. All the information passes through clear channels. Nothing interrupts the flow. What if something changes? What if a few holograms shut down or a new team comes in? Then we'd see how the system adapts. You see, a perfect structure isn't static. It must remain flexible to keep working. So it's like a bodygraph. When undefined centers suddenly open, the system starts absorbing external influences. That's right. Even here, where everything seems under control, there's always room for the unexpected. Grandy activates a new hologram, showing the center's energy flow. The hologram reveals how each element is connected to another, creating a harmonious stream. See, this is how the system works. Each link supports the next, like the channels and centers in a bodygraph. Fascinating. So, ideal balance isn't about never changing, it's about quickly adapting? Exactly. Even the most perfect systems survive through change. Andre nods, his gaze shifting to the green hills beyond the glass wall. Where the calm of nature meets advanced technology, the world itself seems to resemble a harmonious bodygraph.